Let's see.
Oh, no, there's our test.
Oh, hopefully that's worked. Hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
Hang on, is this thing on?
This is no sound. No, okay. We are now live with the cloudy forecast.
Are you sure you're live?
I think so.
It says
I would double check.
Right, do you think we should double check? Okay. Yes, we're live. Hang on with yes, we're live. We're live. So thank you for joining us for the cloudy forecast, our week's look at the world of cloud gaming. And it has been quite a week, believe it or not. There's actually been a lot of things going on, which maybe people haven't sort of realized and may have missed out on. So, but first of all, we will introduce this so-called panel with starting with it first. Off you go.
Brandon, is that talking to you?
I was doing Twitter. What?
Duncan was talking to you.
Oh.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, what do you say to me?
I was. How you doing? What,
I'm doing good. I was trying to help you and doing modding. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm good. I got Watch Dogs Legion, Far Cry 5, and I was playing with Dr. Spaceman yesterday, and it was fun.
What were you playing with him yesterday?
I was trying to help him play Far Cry 5. He had to do the introduction. You have to do the introduction the whole way. Once you get out of that, then you can play multiplayer. They won't let you play it without doing that.
Cool. And we will move on to a cloud gamer. What about you?
Okay.
And how's it going?
I'm doing great. I got Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn yesterday. So I got both of them.
And how do you find them there?
Far Cry 5 is kind of creepy.
Okay.
It's like about the cult stuff.
But that's a ringing endorsement there. If it's a bit creepy, is it creepy in a good way or creepy in a bad way?
Creepy in a good way.
Cool. So at least you've got that going and it came in at a good price. But I think we're going to be touching on that shortly. Young Samuel.
So I've been playing.
And you responded to Samuel now, so I can call you that all the time.
Samuel. It says Samuel on my birth certificate. But yeah, I've been playing quite a few games. So I've been streaming a lot today. So a bit of PGA, Tour 2K21 in the morning, waiting for the loading screens to go past. A bit of Grid, getting some practice in for our cloudy play-alongs. I've also been trying out GeForce Now, new platform for me. Found that very good. I might talk about that later today. And finally just finished a stream of my favourite game on Stadia, which is Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yep, I think a lot of people like that game. I know someone else likes that game quite a bit. Barry, what about your good self? How are you?
I am doing great, thank you very much. I've had a busy week with work, so I've not had as much time to game as I would normally. I have, however, done my usual run through of the games that have been made available to us on Sunday, just so I can get a feel for them. And I played a little bit of what is it called now? Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
I thought you were going to say, how's your fowler? Yes, I will continue to do my bad jokes as the day goes on. Kelly, what about you?
I'm good. I'm actually awake, which is actually quite good.
Which is actually a shock. It's actually a big shock to me.
Why? I haven't been sleeping that much. I've actually been playing something different this week. Well, today, which was Dirt 4. I have been playing today. So I think that's the only thing I've really been playing.
Cool. And I will go on to my good self here. My good self, that's a flipping lie. I have actually been playing a bit of God of War, the very, very original one, the David Jaffe one. from many, many moons ago on PlayStation Now this week, and I have been enjoying it. I think there has been a couple of the wee tweaks to PlayStation Now. I think it's feeling a wee bit better now, so it might be worth checking that out. And I've been playing a bit of Destiny and all the usual sort of stuff. And go on, Kelly, what game have you been playing every day?
Light Aspire.
There we go. It has to be done. So there we go. That's the quick overview for everybody today for the last week. So we're going to move on to the big topic of Stadia, and I'm just going to go around and ask people what their thoughts are on the pro games. Kelly, what's your thoughts on the pro games? I know what your thoughts are because we discussed your thoughts before you went.
Well, to be fair, they might be good wee ones, but I haven't downloaded them or claimed them or even played them because I've been sleeping.
We discussed. Okay.
Yes, and I think they don't really appeal to you either, you were saying as well.
No, they don't appeal to me, so I think that's why I haven't even claimed them.
Yeah. Barry?
Yep. As I say, I've done a run through. Spent a bit of time on Sunday when I was able to claim them. I always like to try and at the start of each month with the pro games, I like to try and jump in and get a feel for them. Risk of Rain I already had, so I didn't need to worry about that. I think the game I've probably spent most time with so far has been Sniper Elite 4, which I played a little bit on Xbox, but not a huge amount. So it's been nice to jump back into that and kind of acclimatise to the way it plays and also admire the way that it looks. It's looking really, really sharp. And with the HDR turned on as well, I've been pretty impressed with how that's performing. And then the only other one I've held back on is the Gardens Between Us, because I might be planning something special with that one at some stage.
Ooh, intriguing. We will go to Cloudy Man is here.
Call me Cloudy Man.
That's what you've got down there. What do you want?
Oh, I put that on there. Oh,
Come on.
I just realized I put that on there. Oh man.
We're total professionals here. We're just total professionals.
My bad. Oh man. I've been playing Sniper Elite a lot. I haven't tried the other games yet because Sniper Elite 4 is just addictive and it's beautiful HDR, 4K, and killing Nazis and looking, trying to complete missions fast, and it's awesome. That's what I've been doing. That's the only game I've been playing so far.
Cool. And we will go on to Clyde Gamer. 2015437.
I've only played Sniper Elite 4 and Risk of Rain, and I think I like Sniper Elite 4 because that game is so fun. Even though I don't know how to snipe people. Your mic's muted.
Yeah.
Can't hear me. You just can't hear me. You just have to open your ears up.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I know you can. Sammy, what about you? Or have you touched anything, or is it going to be a big surprise?
I've touched Risk of Rain 2, and I kind of wish I hadn't. I've got this bugbear about games that are new to me. I would like to see a tutorial to play that through first. I don't know if I just got unlucky and went straight to multiplayer for Risk of Rain 2, but I had no idea what I was doing. The difficulty curve is a straight line, straight up. It keeps going. If you die early, the difficulty keeps increasing. Other players get the upgrades, but you don't. And in the end, you're just hopelessly outgunned. Maybe that changes in single player. I don't know yet. But that's the only one I've touched. If you want to know my thoughts, best to come back to me Friday evening when I'll be streaming certainly most of them, if not all of the November Pro games in my Pro Showcase. Quick little plug there.
Yes, if you're going to plug it, we're doing the plug properly. Go subscribe to Sammy on Stadia now and put a notification bell on so you can watch him, because Sammy does mostly live streams. Would that be the best? You've mixed up your content a bit, but there's a lot of live streaming, and
I've got a lot of live streams at the moment. I want to pivot back towards a bit more pre-recorded stuff, but that requires a bit more time to actually record, make videos, and
all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yes. So the best thing to do is go hit the notification bell on Sammy's stuff, because he is going to be doing a lot more of that. So keep an eye on that. My thoughts on the pro games. I think I discussed what I thought of the pro games last week, and I have followed through my thing, and I have not even claimed them at this moment in time. I am going to claim them shortly, because I think we were contemplating maybe playing a Sniper Elite as a multiplayer game going forward. So I'm going to have to definitely get that and have a look at the other ones. But I just haven't felt the need to rush out and get that at this moment in time. So, but I will do. So the next piece of news, which actually dropped sort of, and yes, you will hear my thoughts on how they dropped this, is the family sharing. It is actually came out. It is now active. You can go set it up. It can be a bit tricky to get it all going, but it is actually working. And basically, what it allows you to do, if you're in a family on Google, if someone's bought some games or claimed the pro games, you can jump on and play their games under your account. You cannot play the same game together. So what that means is, if me and Kelly wanted to play the Division 2, and I've bought the Division 2 and Kelly hasn't, we can't join in and play at the same time. You have to play different games. So we will start with Barry. What did you think about this coming?
I mean, I think it's been a long coveted feature that people want. People have been talking about it for so long. We've known about it for a while. The fact that it's here, I think, is a positive. I like the fact that if you do share the games, with somebody in your family, obviously they get their own version of the save files, which means that you don't necessarily have to run the risk of either overwriting a save file for one of your games or something similar. Prime example I'm thinking is that I finished Lost Words Beyond the Page last weekend, but my wife wants to play it, so I can easily throw that into the family, share it, and she can play it and have her own save. So I think it's at least great that we've got the feature. I do feel that they probably need to pad it out, though, in the way that it works.
You're muted again, Duncan.
Yeah, I'm always muted.
That's two so far tonight.
Yes, somebody's going to keep scoring this. I can see it. Kelly, what do you think about this? It will be a sweepstakes. I might manipulate the sweepstakes. Kelly, what do you think about this? The family share?
Well, I think it's actually good, because I have of Natasha and I wants them to play Stadia, and she can try get her own account and try out the games on her own account by using mine. So I actually think it's really good that the kids can actually get involved, especially with me not really playing my Stadia at the minute. So it means they can jump in and use the games, so it's not going to waste.
Yep, exactly. So it will actually do that. So, yes, I think Jem is saying I'm not allowed to hit the mute button now. So there we go. The mute button is banned from me. But I'm going to mute Kelly here, just for badness. And Sammy, what about yourself? What do you think about this?
I wish my family actually embraced Stadia a bit more. My sister is a gamer, but that's more Xbox and PC based. My dad used to game years and years ago and just doesn't have the time for it anymore. the ability for me to share the games I buy, and particularly the games that I claim on Pro subscription, that's the biggest thing for me. The 50 odd games we've now been able to claim, and they're able to do it without buying a Stadia Pro subscription themselves. I think that's the biggest benefit I'll be seeing if I can get my family to do it. I've seen comments from other people saying that, they previously had to pay for 2 Stadia Pro subscriptions. They've now got that £8 or £9 in the budget spare, possibly to drop on some kind of Ubisoft subscription. I couldn't possibly know which one.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting if that's actually going to work across as well. I'm assuming it will be. So I think that's going to be the big one. So we will go to the amazing Cloud Gamer now.
Okay, so my dad, he's been wanting the PS5, right? I'm trying to convince him to play on Stadia, and he's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna play on my PS5." I'm gonna try and convince him today, because we're going over for dinner after this. So.
Oh yeah, someone definitely take the mute button off me. I'm not muting myself anymore. It is such a pain. I keep on forgetting. And I think it's going to be a big thing going forward. You can just go, there you go, jump on my account here and have a wee go, and it might actually open this up a bit more. And Cloudy Man is here. I'm just going to call you that all night now, Brandon.
It's great because now I can 50, 60 games I have in my library. My niece can go and they're already buying a controller, so she can go on my account, and I'm going to change the settings because I don't want her playing Doom Eternity, all these violent games, and then I get in trouble. You've got kids, you don't want them to go play a violent game, and then you're like, oh, you're a great uncle. Then Holtz wants this too because he keeps talking about this. It's really good.
Yeah, Holtz is really doing a big push towards this, so he is. Okay, I've got a couple of thoughts, some of them good, some of them bad. We'll get to good. I think it's actually amazing that they've actually brought this out now. Do you think this is a coincidence that they've actually dropped this now since Luna has basically kicked this off from day one? Do you think this has been maybe pushed up the totem pole a bit more to get this out here a lot quicker? I absolutely do think that. And that's what happens when you get competition. Competition comes out here and you get pushed. The companies push each other to become better. So that I think that has a big part of to do with it is because Luna has got that. And next week's going to be a big week for Luna with the Ubisoft channel launching. And I'm expecting that to open the floodgates. So it's going to gain competition. And Stadia know they have to get better because there's big fish now in the pond they don't have the pond all to themselves now, and they're going to have to compete. My big issue with today isn't that only one person can play each game at a time. I thought that was going to happen from day one. I was very adamant in that, and because that's just the way the gaming world works. And despite what we're seeing in the things which Gem have dug up, which absolutely amazing what Gem does with his digging skills there. I was not expecting this all to be a free-for-all where people could just play all together with 5 people or 6 people all at once. No, this is the sort of way I was expecting. The big issue today was the way they announced it, or the non-announcement of it. They do a blog post. Here's all the games coming, which we're just about to come on to. Thanks, Ray, for putting them into the chat there as well. Here's all the games coming. We've got this. We've got the free weekend game. We're going to be coming to that. And no mention of family share. Their big exposure of the week. No, we're not going to do that, mate. We're just going to ignore that, and then drop in a Reddit post 5 minutes later, pointing to the help page instead of announcing this is family share. This is how it's working. No. Go have a look at this help page. That was my issue with it today. Not that it actually came. Does anybody want to jump in with my?
They did do a follow-up blog post, didn't they?
Done a blog post now?
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I got a notification to say there was there was like one of those. Whoa! A second update type.
Oh yes, that was linking to the Reddit. Was that on Discord? You got it?
Yeah, I got it on Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a link to the Reddit post, I believe.
Okay. In which case, I retract my stupidity.
No, it was a link to the frequently asked question instead of a proper blog post. It's the height of laziness. Unless this wasn't actually. Oh, Sammy's there. I don't want to be involved in this. Duncan, shut up!
No,
Shut up!
It's pretty much the story over and over again. They do something absolutely brilliant, but it's published in some confusing manner, which I've said long ago. This is one of the big free announcements Stadia can make, and they just put it as a PS, as a postscript at the end.
Did you see there was another blog post, or was there another blog post, or wasn't it?
I need to see another blog post. I'm just seeing they've amended the
other one.
It doesn't look like it.
No, they got jokes.
No, see that was my issue with it. They could have had a nice, easy thing here, and there'd be nothing, and we've got bigger exposure going forward because people are only having to dig for it. I think it may have been a feature what wasn't actually meant to have been hit live, and they've hit live again, and they've just sort of panicked. And if they went into the quick edit there, fix things up there. Or Barry, have you been investigating there? Or
yeah, I've had a quick look. There's definitely not a blog post, so that was my fault.
No worries. It's communication and perceptions, and it just for me makes Stadia look absolutely daft and small time when they do things like this. That is my issue with it. Not that they have done this and it's bad. It is just the way they've actually put it out there. And I don't like ranting and raving about Stadia because it's always you take a step forward, it takes 2 steps back, and sometimes it takes 2 steps forward. And I think it's just a 2-step forward and 1 step back where they've made a lot of good positive things there. Oh, and
we've lost Cloud Gamer.
We've lost Cloud Gamer. Yeah, again, I don't think it was a bad thing. It's just so frustrating. This is the biggest thing with Stadia. It's just you just want to give them a shake and go, come on, guys, get this right, because you've been doing so many things right, and it's just there. The tech does work, yes, but the tech. I mentioned this before. My horrible feeling is we're going to find the Stadia. Stadia is going to be the Betamax to everybody else's VHS. It's going to have the best tech, and it's not going to get take off because of just lots of sloppy and stupid mistakes. And I will mention more about this shortly when we move on to Luna, because they had a big sort of an announcement later, or they had a sort of a talk on Twitch earlier. What they're doing is a complete contrast to what Stadia is doing. The next thing we're going to chuck on here is about the new games coming to Stadia. Really, really good. We had 2 stealth drops on Tuesday of Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. The reason why we didn't get them announced is because of the American election, and they just wanted to go quiet. That's why they've been quiet over the last 2 days, because of all what's going on over there. We're not going down politics, even though Kelly knows I love talking politics.
Here we go.
And then we've also today we got our Secret of the Seasons and Little Big Workshop, which is I think a lot of people are actually enjoying. So Sammy, have you seen any of these, and are you tempted to pick any of these up?
So I've seen a bit of Far Cry 5. I was watching our old friend Dr. Spaceman along with Brandon streaming it last night. I haven't played it yet, but I have got Uplay Plus or Ubisoft Plus, whatever it's called this week. I have got that, so I'll be looking at playing those games pretty soon. As for Alien Secret Seasons, it never really appealed to me. I saw a lot of the advertisements, and it was leaked by the ratings board months and months ago now. Little Big Workshop is the surprise. I quite like those tycoon-style games. Enjoyed playing them through on mobile before, so I imagine I'll probably dip in and try that game at some point.
Yes, I'm muted. There you go. Yes, I've just been sent something on the download by a young Gem. So it's well worth checking out Gem's video, which I think will be posting, and he may have posted about it on Twitter as well. I won't go into the full details of it because I have been given that. Oh, no, never mind. He has just posted it, so I can talk about it. It's on Twitter. The breaking news.
Oh, hello. I've just seen it as well.
Yeah. YouTube Premium members can get Stadia Premier Edition for free. May be coming. This does not mean it is going to happen. Jem has actually found this in his digging he does. So definitely watch Jem's video when it comes out. This is actually going to be some big news, and maybe it's trying to get rid of some of the stock as well.
That's my controller.
Yes, it comes with the controller. Again, competition. So it is really, really interesting. What do you think about this news? I think it's pretty big. Barry?
Yeah, no, I think that's they're certainly making waves to obviously increase. They're looking at the people that obviously subscribe to their existing product sets across the Google portfolio and trying to get as many people from those, those different product sets across their portfolio to at least try it and get it in their home, because I think they're seeing from back at the good stuff with the demos, we've seen a real uptake in people trying it who maybe have either been anti-Stadia in the past or who just haven't tried it, that have come out and gone, God, I've heard so much about Stadia, but I've never tried it. Now I've tried it. Wow, this works. It's amazing. So I think that's a great move to be tapping into that YouTube Premium subscription, because obviously that will cover anybody that, obviously one watches a lot of YouTube and obviously YouTube Music.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to zoom this in a bit more. Is that? I'm trying to make it bigger. Have I got it bigger?
Yeah.
There we go. So that YouTube Premium members can get a Stadia Premier Edition for free. What I can tell you straight off, UK is not eligible. I clicked on the link, or it says it's not going to be available in your region. Again, this doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just something to keep an eye on. The deal might not even be live yet, so it is worth keeping an eye on. Sammy, I can see you're pondering. You're pondering.
It's not the only Stadia announcement or Stadia giveaway that's just been US only or has been excluded from the UK recently. I don't know if we're going to tackle this later, but there was the Google One announcement.
Yes, there was.
That caught my eyes because that's actually, no, that is available to the UK, but it's not available to people who already have Google One. So I can't claim that either.
So if you just want to explain that offer a bit more, I actually don't have it in my notes for today.
Google One is effectively Google Drive, and you get, I think, 15 gigabytes of drive storage for free, and you can pay for a little bit extra. So I pay no more than a couple of pounds a month for 100 gigabytes, and it subscribes you to Google One, which is premium support, and occasional offers. And recently they came out saying that if you haven't subscribed to Stadia Pro before and you're a Google One member, then they'll give you 3 months of Stadia Pro on them. Similar to, I guess, the Buddy Pass that we had earlier.
Yep.
A few other deals. But to be honest, I don't think I should be that fussed. We've had Stadia a year now, and I think I worked out I've paid for Stadia Pro for like 6 months of that. And all the others I've just had as free offers. I've been 3 months with the Founders Edition, 2 months when it went free, when Stadia Base was launched. I've got 3 months because I bought a Chromebook in the last couple of months. So I've not actually paid that much for Stadia Pro, but yeah.
Yeah. Barry, what do you think about this offer here?
Which, the YouTube Premium one?
Yeah, well, what do you think of both offers? There we go. We'll push about the both
There we
offers.
go.
Come on.
Yeah. Obviously, I think, as I was saying earlier before this one broke, they're clearly trying to, reach out to each of the corners of their subscription base across the Google platforms. I agree with the point that Sammy was making in terms of kind of potentially limiting stuff like this to the US, because obviously they did the giveaway last Friday, which again was US only. So that it's great that they've got these activities going. I think they just need to open the horizons to the fact that they have Stadia in other regions already, rather than solely focusing on the US. I don't know. Maybe it gives us an insight that that's where their target is. That's where they want growth. Maybe they want to grow their user base in the States first in order to then demonstrate the use case for it to the rest of the world, to say, actually, here you go. This is what we've done in the States. Let's take it wider.
Is there any other cloud gaming software that's just available in the US at the moment?
Let's have a think.
Duncan, you know?
Yes, I don't know. Is there some big one that's just been launched and they're really pushing things and they're in big competition with, even though they're saying they're not in competition? I don't think so. But it is really, really interesting. Brandon? Oh, no, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Come on, give us the program.
There is a third one, Walmart.
It's Walmart. What are they doing?
They're probably coming out, right? They're going to come out. They said last year they're going to come out or something. They can come out of the pocket. And well, my competition with that thing, what they just did, the premium, is they're trying to get people in faster than getting into Luna's pockets. They want people to get into Stadia faster because it works and it does everything. Because nobody knows what Luna is. When Luna does arrive and it does work, there's going to be a really competition. They're going to be pulling strings to everybody. Go, hey, we got this. You want money? Here, here's a gift card. Here's the Amazon gift card, $100. Come on. It's going to be like that. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. And it's going to be good for us to get in the bar game.
Yep, it is. I'm just looking at the time here because we're trying to keep this to an hour. I want to keep our podcast to an hour long, so I don't want to waste everybody's time and get it going there. I think it's about an hour's nicely, so we'll just move on here quickly. The games, what was everybody's thoughts on the games? Because that sort of broke when we were in the middle of things there. Kelly, what did you think of the games? Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, Secret of the Seasons, and Little Big Workshop.
Well, I think I'm going to try Far Cry 5 when isn't that the free weekend?
No, that's Formula 1.
Okay, I'm trying that.
Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn will probably go to Ubisoft Plus, but because you've got family sharing now, you will probably be able to play that when it comes to Stadia.
Ooh.
Okay, well, when you get it, I will try it. I have never heard of the Little Big Workshop thing. and the RE Secret of the Seasons. It actually does look like a good wee
You like to
game.
look at that one?
So it does.
Barry, did you answer this one? Because my head's like a sieve, and I'm not.
No.
I'm not muting myself.
No, I didn't. I've not answered this one yet. Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn. Yes, would I want to jump into them at some point? Yep. Am I going to spend my money on them right now? No. Ubisoft Plus is right around the corner. It does not make sense to be dropping any money on them right now, even though they are really competitively priced. I have to say that the discount they've given to Pro members and and the pricing in general is pretty good. RE and the Secrets is probably the Secret of the Seasons is probably looking like the most appealing one out of that bunch for me, but I'm not going to jump in on it just yet. Little Big Workshop looks interesting, but for me, it's got pro game written all over it, so I'll sit on that one and wait until I don't know what, December, January, and I'll take that one for pro.
Okay, and Brandon?
Yeah, I already picked up Far Cry 5 and New Dawn, and they were great games, and I should just wait for Uplay Plus, and then our Secrets in the season and Little Big Workshop. I think those are going to be pros, like Barry said, and I'm just going to wait because I got burned a couple of times for these games. So I'll wait.
Okay, and Sammy, I rudely interrupted you when you were talking about these. What, didn't I?
I don't think you did. I think I was.
Okay.
We'll move on. I want to
Okay,
talk about it, so move on.
Okay, I will talk briefly about why I'm happy that they have came, but I have got concerns. And hi, Romina. How's it going? Thank you for joining us. And the reason I'm glad that the games have come in, Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, absolutely big games, Ubisoft games, as we know, absolutely amazing. The other two games, I will be picking them up at some stage. When I'll pick them up is probably Pro. And our Secret of the Seasons is actually on offer on different platforms, and they've got a big discount on it, so I would not be picking that up on Stadia at this time. My concern about Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn is that they are not 60 FPS, and there's no 60 FPS options for them. For me, that is a big, big thing going forward now, and they really, really need to get that pushed as a standard or have an option there. Even if it's 1080, 60, that needs to be there no matter what, because for me, I'm seeing a lot of people in the community are out there complaining that it's nearly unplayable for them because it's in 30 FPS and they're just thinking it's a bit janky feeling. Other people are saying it works absolutely fine. That was my only concern about them games there.
Yeah, it works great. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, Brandon, you work away there. What
I was just saying Far Cry 5, it runs smoothly with
you think?
It's running smooth for me.
It's running smooth for you. Dead on.
I know we're probably going to move on in a sec, and I think it's probably worth maybe a minute, 2 minutes to cover this. But surely, with the way the ratings have gone this week, Ubisoft Plus has to drop pretty soon, right? I'm almost on the verge of thinking and feeling like if they've had a knee-jerk reaction with Family Share today, my internal expectation is almost that we either get some kind of drop tomorrow to say Ubisoft Plus is going to be here for Valhalla. Now, personally, I feel it's what they need to do, and if they want to compete, that's what they need to do. My worry is that they won't do it, but
yeah, I would agree with that. I don't see it coming on the 10th now. I do not. Unfortunately, I think Buna's got that in the bag, and I think they're going to push out a load of things to capitalize on that. I don't think Stadium is ready for it. And I think they need to get the other games on board as well, the other Assassin's Creed. Let's hope they come tomorrow, because Kelly wants to get stuck into all the Assassin's Creeds in Stadia. As you can see with her pink. Jerry said it is running fine on Stadia as well. We'll move on quickly here to the free weekend for Formula One 2020. I think everybody is excited about that. I know I am, and I think we're going to play that on Sunday. We're trying to get as many people in. We're going to do a big push for that on Sunday. I think we'll start because it's high. We'll start with you, Sammy, since you know a lot about this. How many people can we have in the multiplayer?
So I believe in multiplayer it's 2 drivers per team. It's 10 teams, so that means 20 drivers in total.
Jeez.
So, and that's not like it is 40 players in grid. That's all 20 in the same race, racing each other. You can put realistic car performance on, so Barry would say if you're in the Williams you'll be closer towards the back. If you're in Mercedes there's no chance of you being beaten, but you can equalize the car performance, which I might suggest we do. Otherwise I think Barry and I will go straight for Mercedes.
Well, not only that, it makes it all about the driver, so it's all about the gamers in the community then if it's equal.
Yep, I will say we will go equals, just make everybody the same, because Kelly needs, or unless we put yous in how bad are Williams still bad, or they've got better now? Who's the worst car now?
That's an interesting question, isn't it, Barry? Who's the worst team in Formula One right now?
I'd probably say that. I'd probably say the Haas, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a good shout. Yeah,
the Williams, that's up there, and then what's another one? It's a Japanese one. I forget the name.
Williams used to be a successful team, but I think we're talking more about F1 than Stadia.
Yeah, where Williams didn't they have like a disaster last year or the year before? They were completely another the Kelly like.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my god!
Don't feed the trolls.
It's they didn't have a great season last season. The technical direction and the design of the car was massively flawed, to the point that they didn't even make testing at the right days. So it was a bit of a car crash for them, if you'll excuse the pun.
Is it Hans? What is that? HAAS.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to this. So again, with this being a free weekend, you will have to have Stadia Pro. So a bit disappointing for me, not as in it's bad that there's a free weekend. Absolutely stoked about that. It's disappointing for me because of the free demos they had over the last couple of weeks, and they've reverted back to having to have a pro. So maybe they're using it as a pro incentive. I don't think they're in that sort of position yet. I think they need to get this out for everybody, because I think this would be a really good thing to do. And you can say, come play Formula One, because their Twitter is absolutely really, really hectic, and they're pushing all their esports, and I've been watching some of their esports, and it's really actually quite entertaining, and they actually get all the big Formula One drivers on as well. I think this could be a huge opportunity if they just drop the pro requirement like they did for the demos. Kelly, do you have anything to say about this?
I am so looking forward to this game. How many people can I bash into in these games?
20.
Can we turn on realistic damage?
Yes.
That would be so cool. That would be really so cool.
Why?
Kelly, that means you crash once.
Why? No.
Because then you can't.
No, we'll just keep that off then, and then I can just bash away to everybody who gets in my way. I agree with all the people in the chat that says I'm the best driver.
Okay, then, moving on. We're going to move on to GeForce now. and they actually dropped a load of games, including a very, very big game. I know it runs on basically everything, but it can't be actually ignored. And that is Among Us has been added to GeForce now, along with Car Trader Simulator, Dungeons Free, which you can pick up now for free on the Epic Games Store. So you can go play cloud gaming now for absolutely nothing. You claim Dungeons Free on the Epic Games Store, download the GeForce Now client, and away you go. You also have Endless Space, Hammerting, Hero and Generals, Narcotic, Blade Point Close Beta, Ride 4, Tom Clancy's Chaos Theory, and the Worms Rumble Open Beta. So, does any games appeal to you there?
Who were you talking to?
Anybody want to jump in?
Oh,
I was just making an Indian open thing.
yeah,
I will just be cat because none of them games appeal to me.
Okay, that's nice and easy for you. Okay, I will go round the table then. I was just trying to open it up so people could just jump in and go, there you go.
It was just the way you went to some of them games appeal to you, and it was like them silent.
You just shut up.
Oh dear. I'll jump in. I'll dive right in. I think the one that appeals to me most on that list is Among Us. If I'm honest, I haven't played it yet, and I know it is obviously hugely popular. So I think it's probably that one on the list is the one that I'm likely to try. As for the rest, I'm not 100% sure whether there'd be something that I'd necessarily give a go. Maybe Endless Space at a push.
Oh, what happened there?
I've infuriated
Like,
Cloud
you were
Gamer.
more because like you were making fun of me.
Yeah, he left in protest.
He really did.
He just left in protest. That's because you were bullying me, and he was worried about him getting bullied because he knows how much a bully you are.
Yeah. We'll go with that one.
Well, we'll go with that one. Sammy?
Now, I've actually now started playing on GeForce Now. I did a stream earlier today. Again, another plug for my channel. But I'm quite impressed with GeForce Now, but I'm not sure any of those games really appeal to me. I imagine I'll end up picking up Among Us. I know it's a game my sister plays, so it might be something to try and get her into cloud gaming and Stadia. But none of those games particularly interest me. That's why I stay quiet.
Sammy, what did you actually think of GeForce Now?
I thought it was very good. It took me a few minutes to work out how to link up Ubisoft Plus with GeForce Now, but once I'd figured it out, it was very intuitive. It plays incredibly smooth. I played a bit of Watch Dogs Legion, some Rayman, and some Rocket League, and all three games felt absolutely brilliant. I played Rocket League locally on my own PC, and I honestly didn't notice the difference between that and playing on the cloud. So I think it's a good one. As for the model of buying your own games on Steam or Epic Games Store, that works if you've already got the libraries built up. But for someone like me who is relatively new back into gaming, having just started out on Stadia, I don't have that as much. So I'll probably use it for playing more of the free-to-play stuff on devices like my Chromebook.
Yeah. Just remember, I'm taking politics-y sort of stuff. Gaming politics, this is just gaming politics. If you take out that, always claim your games on Epic Games Store. Every week, first thing you should do is go down and get your free games, because you're built up. The library I have in my Epic Games Store now is just immense. Most of them games are getting added to GeForce Now. And Brandon, what's your take on the GeForce Now stuff? We're going to need to speed up a wee bit here as well.
I like it there. I like to just
That's just me.
I like to play the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell Thought. I can't pronounce that.
Chaos Theory. You get
Yes,
needed
sir.
for that. The person who can't speak the
That's
best.
the only game I want to try. And GeForce is awesome. I love the Legion. Yeah.
Cool. And speaking of GeForce Now news, Fortnite will be Fortnite will be playable on iOS via GeForce. So, what do we think about this news, Kelly? As our number one Fortnite player in our panel here, who's level 120 million for
I'm
this
only
season.
134.
Yes.
Only
my God.
134.
Yeah.
Yes.
60.
What do you think about this news? So you'll be able to play on iOS through GeForce Now. And remember, GeForce Now is a free service. You don't have to subscribe, but if you do, it's only £5 a month.
Cool. That would be cool because if I might, like, say, for instance, going up on the train to Portrush, not that I do that often, I can sit and play Fortnite.
Exactly.
And level myself up even more, which is a really good idea.
Brandon, what do you think about this?
I like it to see how that RTX is going to be, how the graphics look in the air. I like to see how it plays. That's
a brilliant point you brought up there, because we do know that ray tracing is going to GeForce Now for Fortnite.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So that's going to be really interesting to see how that is going to go. Barry?
I think for those iOS users, that's going to be something that's great to have. Whether they're playing with the free account where they get an hour, or even if they, it's enough for them to be able to test it to see that it works and go, actually, that's great. I'll jump in and pay the founder subscription of $4.99. I mean, if we're all honest, it's a game that belongs on the platform. It's a massively popular game. And just isolating iOS users and not being able to play it's not on. So the fact that it is there, it's a great thing. And there'll be, I think GeForce Now will probably even see an uptake just from this alone. I think because the power that Fortnite yields is immense.
Yep, exactly. And Sally?
I'm trying to remember if GeForce Now is available on Apple devices at the moment. I'm wondering if that's then surely that's a big news, because
it is.
We've been talking about xCloud as big one. Bless you, Duncan.
Yeah,
Did you actually hear that sneeze?
No, but I did see you.
Yeah, I thought you could hear it because Kelly's mic. I was going to go down with some sneeze I did.
But this is another indication that iOS or Apple are starting to work with cloud gaming providers, getting their platforms onto iPhones, iPads. I think that's the exciting thing, really. And how long is it until we see Stadia finally make that leap?
Exactly. That's going to be the interesting thing to find out when they're actually going to do that. And I'm hoping it will be sooner rather than later. Again, I'm with you guys. This is big news. Fortnite, love it or hate it, is an absolutely massive pull. The amount of money they bring in, the amount of people who play that, they drop that shortly and make a big song and dance about it. It could bring in some bonkers numbers for GeForce Now. So something to keep an eye on going forward. I will just scoot on to these. If anybody wants to comment on any of these news pieces, just jump in. We've got some Luna news on it. There was a Luna stream earlier today, and nothing really new came out from it. The passes or beta access is going out every single day for Luna, so keep an eye on your mailboxes if you're waiting. They've confirmed that they're sending out some every single day. Probably the biggest sort of talking point was multiplayer. Looks like it is coming to Ubisoft titles. And so that'll be next week. There should be some multiplayer on Luna. That's the way they sort of worded it. It may be slightly different. So it's just to keep an eye on that. Anybody want to jump in?
I think the the inference of multiplayer, is a positive thing. Whilst I don't think anybody's made a song and dance about it with Luna that it doesn't have multiplayer, because they've pretty much gone, well, it's in beta. That's been the approach. So that the fact that they are now making that inference that while it's still in early access and it's in beta, and they're slowly just grinding that wheel, aren't they, and giving people bit by bit access and little bits of features, just to keep people engaged and keep people watching what the platform does. They're not giving it all away, they're drip feeding it, and I think it's a good way to go. And that they're completely circumnavigating any criticism with the early access label.
Yep, they're just covering themselves. Sorry. Yes, I wasn't muted. Yes, I'm just getting a quick look at something here, and our last piece of news here, unless I find something here interesting, which there's a tiny chance, is the PlayStation Now games, which have been added for this month. Remember, if you're playing on PlayStation Now, you can actually, if you've got a PlayStation, you can download these titles. If you don't have a PlayStation, you can actually stream them on PC and on... Sorry, you can stream it on your PC, but you'll also stream it on your PlayStation as well. So the PlayStation games for this week, this month on PlayStation Now are F1 2020, so that's the latest version, which we're getting to play at the weekend on Stadia as well. Injustice 2, Rage 2, Monster Jam Sale Titans, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Warhammer 2, My Time in Portia, and a Rocket League. Anybody got any big comments on that?
It's a good list of games. We were talking earlier.
I like to try Kingdom Come, because that's like an MMO game, open world, Warcraft kind of play. I played it. It's awesome. I like to play the Formula One. I like to play the Injustice. That's a Mortal Kombat game. The Monster Jam, I like to try that with my niece. There's stuff in there for everybody in that games. A little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just having a quick look here. EA have just released their financials, so I'm just seeing if Gatsby hasn't been mentioned. But now it has Xbox, so that is okay. I was just having a quick look. There doesn't seem to be anything mentioned for Stadia during that, so no release dates of the games coming. We do know about the other stuff, but it doesn't look like there is anything really big in this at this moment. Sorry, highly exciting this here. They're going for more live services, blah, 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 blah. So my quick look at that is over and done with there. So there's nothing really big. They have announced that there's an EA Originals title going to be coming out soon. Doesn't say what platforms. And a remaster. I wonder what the remaster could be. I know what the hints have been, but we'll just have to wait and see.
It's got to be Mass Effect, surely.
It has to be Mass Effect. But we will finish this up for the night now. So sorry, Tresurrector, if you've just joined there. We'll just finish it up now. We've just talked through all this. I think it's been a good week for cloud gaming in general. That's positivity and stuff. So we'll just go around the table here, and we will just plug your stuff and anything big coming up and shows, Brandon, what you're going to be on.
Ray 3473, Cloud Gaming Man, Cyber Power Hour on Sundays. We just moved to 8 Central Time, 6 Pacific Time. Big time. Yeah. And with the Cloud of the Chance of Games partners, affiliate with them. You will see me on here always. Love you guys. I love this community. Always can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Cloud Gaming Man, and this team is amazing. Subscribe and like, hit the notification. All. There you go.
Okay, thanks, Sammy.
You can find me on Sammy on Stadia. That's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Stadia, Instagram, just about everything else. And I'm also here with Cloudy with the Chance of Games.
Cool. And I completely agree, Zero. It needs to be a pro game now. It is. Could you imagine if that goes to Game Pass for Android, whatever it's called? If that gets added onto the xCloud, I'm just going to call it xCloud. If that gets added to the xCloud, that's going to be some serious contemplation for people. Barry, what about yourself?
It's at Twitter is at paramedic1703, and that's also the same on Stadia. And then obviously you can find me right here on Cloudy with a Chance of Games. In terms of stuff that I'm working on, got a couple of little top secret projects which we're kind of working on. Some exciting stuff going on behind the scenes, and I'm really looking forward to being able to share that with everybody soon. And then I'm also contemplating, as I said earlier, potentially doing something with the Gardens Between Us as well.
Cool. Ed, what about you?
Really? You do know I will be going down to kick you soon.
Yes, I know you will.
Well, I am One Kelly on Twitter, PlayStation, Xbox, and Stadia, and always in the closet.
Always in the closet. Well done, Papal Penguin Gaming. I think we're going to have a lot of jealous people there. You get in your Luna. In fact, I want to do a big plug for our show on Sunday. What we are going to be doing, we're going to do F1. So everybody join in. We will try and get that well out in the fans, so we can get everybody in just for a bit of crack, and so everybody can play and get run over by Kelly.
You've got the whole weekend to practice, guys.
Yes, I will be definitely giving it a go anyway. And you can find me at one to escape on Twitter, and keep your eyes peeled, because I think it's going to be a quite interesting time coming up in the next couple of weeks, if by all indications. So keep going, and just remember. Since Rock's in the chat, we'll just shout out Rock. Remember to check out Rock Stars at Night tomorrow night, where you can join in and play some games. Rock, we're happy to do F1 there as well to practice.
You get F1 on Friday. Given how well Rock did on the grid last week, that could be
interesting.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Yes, but thank you all for joining us, and see you later.